Here we have a problem on algebra 2, that is we have to simplify the given complex fraction. Okay, to simplify the given complex fraction, first I am going to do the simplification of the part in numerator. That is, I am going to subtract the two fractions we have over here. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the denominator of the two fractions over here. So here we have 5 and here we have x positive 1. If both the denominators are numbers, I can find the least common multiple and I can get the common denominator. But here, so the second denominator contains variable x. So in this case, to subtract the two fractions we have over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do cross multiplication. So that is the numerator over here, that x positive 1, the numerator of the first fraction has to be multiplied by the denominator of the second fraction, and the numerator of the second fraction has to be multiplied by the denominator of the first fraction. Further, we have to multiply the two denominators. Okay, let me do the stuff. When I multiply this x positive 1 by this x positive 1, I'm getting x positive 1 times x positive 1 and negative. So I multiply this numerator x negative 4 by this denominator 5, then I'm getting 5 times x negative 4 over, I have to multiply the two denominators and I'm getting 5 times x positive 1. So everything has to be divided by this fraction, that is 5 over x positive 1. Okay, in my next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the fraction numerator as it is. That is x positive 1 times x positive 1, negative 5 times x negative 4 over 5 times x positive 1. Okay, now I'm going to change this division as multiplication. So that is this division has to be multiplication. When I change the division over here as multiplication, I have to get reciprocal for the fraction in denominator. When I get reciprocal for this 5 over x positive 1, it will become x positive 1 over 5. So now we can cancel out this x positive 1, x positive 1. So we just have 1, that is x positive 1 goes into x positive 1 times, x positive 1 goes into x positive 1 times. Okay, now we can multiply this complete numerator over here by this one. Still I'm getting the same stuff, that is x positive 1 times x positive 1 negative 5 times x negative 4 over, and here in denominator we have 5, that is 5 times 1 is 5. So when this 5 is multiplied by this denominator 5, that is 5 times 5 is, we get 25 in denominator over here. Okay, in my next step, I'm going to multiply these two binomials. When I multiply them, so I have to use a FOIL method. That is, first I have to multiply the first terms x square. Then I have to multiply the outer terms, x times positive 1 will be positive x. Now I have to multiply the inner terms, 1 times x is just x. And now let's multiply the last term, positive 1 by positive 1 is just positive 1, negative, I'm sorry, not negative. When I distribute this negative 5 to this x, it will become negative 5x. And when I distribute this negative 5 to negative 4, it will become positive 20 over 25. Okay, now we can write, sorry, x square. So when I combine this x and negative 5x. So when I combine these two positive x's, I'm getting positive 2x. When I combine positive 2x and negative 5x, I'm getting negative 3x. When I combine this positive 1 and positive 20, I'm getting positive 21. Everything has to be divided by 25. So this is a simplification of the given complex fraction.